Hi everybody, Charles here. Welcome to Backroads Living. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some Walmart closures. We're also going to be talking about some things that can affect us in the winter. So just hang in there and we'll get right on into this video. Hi everybody, Charles here. We're back to the video. So let's talk about Walmart, big box stores and things like that. I found out this week that there's actually been some Walmart closures again. I realized that there were some that took place back in mid-summer, I think, maybe in August. But we've also had some happen again right here recently, this past week. And as I thought about these things, I began to wonder about the impact that this would have on people if states followed suit and they decided just to say, well, we've had an insurgent of this virus and we need to just close all these places and test everybody, and if people test positive, then we need to just keep them closed for 2 weeks. So how would that affect you in your pursuit for groceries or things that you might need for 2 weeks? How dependent are you on Walmart? Or how dependent are you on the big box stores? Or maybe like Costco or Kroger. Someone like that. If they shut your local Kroger down for 2 weeks, or if they shut your local Walmart or your local Costco down for 2 weeks, how would that affect you? That's something to think about. That's why we talk about staying prepared all the time. Staying prepared, being prepared for this stuff, and knowing that these things can happen. So let's look into our comments just a little bit here today. I wanted to share these with you. Joni Wilson, now this was on the 23rd. She said, I live in New Mexico and we received an Amber Alert. An Amber Alert that we were to shelter in place and only go out for emergencies due to high CV risk. Governor has closed several dozen Walmarts and grocery stores throughout the state, claiming rapid tests of employees came up positive. Let me just touch on that just a little bit, like this right here. Just because people test positive with these rapid tests that they're using that are highly inaccurate anyway, doesn't mean people have CV. Tests and were done on plants and donkeys and all kinds of stuff that came up positive this past year. So that really means nothing. The person who actually came up with this first rapid test said that it was very inaccurate. But anyway, we're going to move on. I don't want to get into that. I try to order groceries online and usually can pick them up the same day. This time, the earliest pickup time was 4 days out. So it's going to create a problem. If you do your ordering online and you pick up groceries at the pickup place, because a lot of Walmarts offer curbside service. I think Kroger might. I'm not real sure. If they do, let us know. But that's going to affect the curbside service. That's going to affect it all. When you have people laid off for 14 days because somebody in the store tested positive, or a few people in the store tested positive and they shut the whole store down for 14 days, how's it going to affect you as a consumer? How's it going to affect your pantry? How's it going to affect you with your meal plan for the next 2 weeks? Are you prepared for that? Now, I'm not talking long-term here now. I'm just talking short-term. Are you prepared for your local grocery store and or big box store together shut down for 2 weeks? What about your milk? What about eggs? What about things that you go there and pick up that's fresh? You won't be able to get those things. So, are you prepared for them? That's a really good question to ask yourself. Do you have the things that you need for short-term things like that also? And Linda Davidson also said, I'm in New Mexico. And she said, we don't have a lot of stores where I live, yet Albertsons and Sam's, not just Walmart, Albertsons and Sam's got closed for 2 weeks. There are lines to get into the remaining stores. So now that's one thing you're going to have to deal with when they shut down Walmart or Kroger or the big box stores like that where you live. When you go to the dollar store, there's going to be a line backed up. When you go to your local grocery, there's going to be a line backed up. You're going to have to wait in line to get your stuff if you're not prepared ahead. If you don't have what you need right now, because now, normally when these things like this happen, it kind of has like a domino effect across the country. If they see it works real good in one state, then, buddy, we'll try it in another. So keep that in mind. It may be coming to a Walmart near you, or to a Kroger near you, or a Albertsons near you. Who knows what may happen tomorrow or next week? We just don't know. Are you prepared for it? How's it going to affect you if that takes place? Those are questions you have to ask yourself. Right here, let's look at this. La Cruces Walmart. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, somebody can correct me. Albertsons and Texas Roadhouse locations facing 2-week shutdowns due to virus cases. This wasn't just hearsay from this lady. This is right here in the news. Let's see. Posted November the 18th, right here. Published November 18, 2020 at 8:19 p.m. Walmart, Albertsons, and Texas Roadhouse locations facing 2-week shutdowns due to virus cases. So how's that going to affect you if that comes to a town near you or the town you live in? What if your local Walmart or your local Sam's Club shuts down for 2 weeks, or your local Costco? Or what if your local Costco and Sam's Club and Kroger all three shut down for 2 weeks? How would you get by? And listen, that's no stretch of the imagination to see that happening. It could happen very easily. It all depends on your governors and what they've got in mind for you. So, yeah, these things can happen. And although you may not, or my wife and I, we don't conform to wearing masks because our governor tells us to. But that means nothing to Walmart and Costco or Kroger. If their governor tells them to do this, they're going to do it. It's just that simple. Whatever the governor says for them to do, they'll follow suit. They just will. And I think we all know why without going into a detailed explanation. But anyway, now, Praline Chocolates 1 had said this. She said, I'm in Europe. For the most, there's no food shortage here that I can visibly see, but you are exactly right at this point. Anything and everything can happen overnight. I can remember over the summer having to wait in line with osteoarthritis in my lower back and neck. Boy, was I uncomfortable. And I told myself this is the first and last time I will ever do this. And I almost had tears in my eyes from the pain while trying to put on a brave face with that ridiculous mask on. But listen, I feel for what you went through. Well, I'm in it. That was 600 to 850 rolls of toilet paper later. I will not be participating in the long lines for anything anymore. It took me 8 months to prepare my household for 2. That situation put a fire under me that I couldn't put out. And I wished it had put a fire under everybody. It put a fire under me and my wife. We've prepped ever since. Every time we walk out the door and go to town, it doesn't matter if it's a local city or the city next to us. It doesn't matter where we go. When we go to town, we pick up something to prep with, to put back in our pantry. Or if it's not for the pantry, it's for something else that we feel like we need to prep with. Don't waste a trip to the store. And I hope that this thing that's been going on all spring and summer has put a fire under you like she said it did her. It put a fire under us. And folks, it's come time now that we need to this dragging your feet time's past. It just is. It's time to ramp it up and get it going. If you're just starting, I encouraged people in one of my last videos, if you're living in a time right now we've got all this unemployment that's taking place that is running out. The 26th, there's going to be 12 million people. 12 million people on the 26th of December lose their unemployment benefits. I read articles in the last video I put up from, I think it was maybe Virginia, if not, it was Connecticut or somewhere, that they were losing their unemployment, had already lost some of it. The housing benefits where people could postpone their mortgages and postpone their rents, that's coming to an end at the end of this year. There's going to be millions of people, literally millions of people. You're not going to be able to pay your rent. You're not going to be able to pay your house payment. And if you've got boats, or if you've got extra cars, or if you've got four-wheelers, or you've got motorcycles, or you've got all this stuff put back that you just love, and those are your toys, it's time to be more concerned about your health and your family than it is about your toys. Now, I'm just talking as straight to you as I know how to. If you don't have money to feed your family, you need to get rid of that stuff and get you some money to feed your family. It's time everybody needs to be manning up right now and doing what's right. Just do what's right. Don't sit around and let your family go hungry because you love your sports car or your sports truck or your fancy boat or something. Get rid of that stuff and put food in your pantry. I know I may get some flack on that, but that's okay. I'm just telling you the truth. So she said, it put a fire under me that I couldn't put out. I wish you all the very best and thank you for your truth behind this video. Take care. So we just got to do it. You got to do what's right. You got to do what's needful and what's necessary to take care of your family. Now, right here is where I was seeing that at. DH said, I just heard news here in Virginia that unemployment benefits ran out this past weekend, and that was this past week. That's correct. I researched that online. The unemployment for Virginia had run out this past week because the state had reached a 5%. So that means that everybody else that was still out of work don't get unemployment, which I think is one of the most foolish things I've ever heard in my life. Just because the state as a whole reached a 5% threshold, they're canceling the extended unemployment benefits. But what about all those people that hadn't found another job yet? Do they not matter? That's the government for you right there. Now, people keep thinking this government's going to pull them out and help them out, and all of a sudden they're just going to come rushing in and they're going to do things that's really going to make a big difference. It doesn't matter. See, that's the thing about it. It doesn't matter who gets in office. It makes no difference. You're going to have to get your pantries ready, and you're going to have to do it in a hurry if you've not started. I don't know if you'll have time to get much put back now or not, but you need to try. Now, let's look at one more thing, and I'm going to call this video to an end. Actually, two more things. But Pam Anderson had sent me an email, and I appreciate this, Pam. You brought this up, and it's an excellent topic to go over right now while we're talking about unemployment and Walmart closures and everything else, because it's all happening right here in the winter. And the hardest time of the year, every bit of this, the unemployment running out, all of it's happening right here in the hardest time of the year, right in dead winter. Pam said, I'm not sure if you take recommendations for topics, but I would like to suggest that everyone who has a fireplace or wood stove in their home get their chimney cleaned right away. So let me answer that. I'm open to topics, and I love getting emails from you all. I truly appreciate you all reaching out to me. Don't ever hesitate reaching out to me about anything. If you have a fireplace or wood stove, get your chimney cleaned right away. So many people have a plan to use wood as their backup heat, but few have maintained their wood stove and chimney to know how to safely use it. And man, I hadn't really thought of that, but that is a very important thing to consider. You may save lives if you could urge your viewers to maintain their wood heating equipment. Obtain and properly store a supply of firewood, and either do a trial run or have someone show them how to safely light and maintain a wood-fired heat source in their home. Well, thank you, Pam. Actually, we're going to use your words to encourage people to do this. you're the one that gave the ideal, so we're just going to use your words and do it. So you need to maintain your wood heating equipment and obtain and properly store supply of firewood, and either do a trial run or have someone show you how to safely light and maintain a wood-fired heat source in your home. You do not want to wait until there's ice or snow on the roof and the power's out to clean the chimney and learn how to use the fireplace that might have been unused since the home was purchased. Fire extinguishers should also be present and checked. So there you go. Guys, if you own a home that's got a fireplace that hasn't been used in a long time, a wood stove that hasn't been used in a long time, right now is the time to get those chimneys checked and cleaned. Now, I don't know if you have chimney sweeps, that's what they call the people who would clean chimneys in the cities, in your area or not, but if you would call maybe your local county extension, maybe even your local judge executive or local sheriff's department, they might know who those people are. Or they might can put you in touch with people who could do that, or maybe you know how to do it yourself. You can get online and see how to do these things. There's all kinds of videos on YouTube on how to clean your chimney or how to check it, so be sure and do that. If you've not used a fireplace in a long time, or you've not used your wood stove in a long time, it could have buildup in it that could cause you some problems. So yes, be sure and check that. Make sure you've got a really good ventilation there. And Pam also said this, which is another excellent tip for folks. If power goes out, open the deep freeze once and take out anything you need in the next few days and move those items to the fridge. If you know the power's out, you know you're going to need some meat, you're going to need some things out of the freezer, take it out and put it in your refrigerator. That'll even help keep your refrigerator cold. Pile any insulating items not in use elsewhere on top of and around the freezer. We used camping mattresses, life jackets, cushions from the lawn furniture, blankets, and tarps. This has worked well for us and may help keep things frozen for many days. So, that's an excellent idea. Now, I don't know how that would work for a stand-up freezer, but I can see that working really well for a chest-type freezer. It might even work for a stand-up. I don't know. You know, if you could get it off of the wall a little bit where you could get the stuff around it real well, or maybe not even that. Maybe you could pile stuff around it and keep stuff froze longer that way. I don't know. It'd be worth a try. I tell you that, when you've got hundreds of pounds of meat or produce in your freezer and the power goes out, about anything's worth trying to keep from losing all that food. And I wanted to share something right here as a last comment that we need to consider very closely. I had a lady called Goat Gal 7. She sent me this comment. It's been a couple of weeks ago, but I've held on to it because I didn't want to lose it and I wanted to share it with you all. She said, I'd like to give my opinion about what's going on with beef. We are cattle ranchers in South Dakota. We have not put down any animals, nor anyone we know. So none of their neighbors that they know have put down any animals. Although we did see reports online that there were people who were putting down beef. She said they hadn't had to do that. And she said, here's the kicker to all this. Listen to these numbers. We sold 20% more calves this year, but got paid 20% less. They sold 20% more, but received 20% less money. Because we knew the prices were going to be low. We keep the calves with their mamas free ranging for 6 to 8 months, then sell to the feedlots. The feedlots would not buy them from us just to put them down. So the feedlots are not putting the cattle down. They don't spend money just to kill cows. The feedlots sell to the meat packers. Here's the problems. They're run by the unions, the meat packers. They don't want to pay the feedlots a decent amount of money. They get underpaid as well, feedlots, while they're trying to feed at higher prices. And you know, I seen a statement about this the other day that farmers, whether it be cattle farmers or whether it be those who grow produce like corn and wheat and soy and things like that, they're the only people on earth I know of that buys everything at retail and sells it all at wholesale. It's just amazing how they can even function doing that. But everything they buy, they pay retail for it. When these cattle farmers go out and buy feed, they don't get to buy it wholesale. They have to pay retail prices for it. When the farmers that have to run these big tractors in their wheat fields and their corn fields and stuff. They have to pay prices for the gas, the fuel, the diesel, all that. They pay retail for those things. But anyway, let's see, they get underpaid as well while they're trying to feed at higher prices. The meat packers make whatever money they want from all of you. They just price it at whatever they want to. We believe the powers that be want to put us out of operation for the Green Deal, the new Green Deal. Make prices so high nobody will buy meat. However, notice how they are developing fake meat. That's called synthetic meat. This is so upsetting to all of us hardworking cattle ranchers. So I did a research on that right here, and as you can see, I put down synthetic meat right here. If you'd like to copy that link, there it is. It's consumerfreedom.com 2018/04/what-is-in-fake-meat. And if you care to read that, it'll probably turn your stomach. It about did mine. So anyway, that's something to think about. We've got Walmart's, Sam's Clubs, Albertsons, grocery stores being closed in New Mexico. There were some that's closed in several different states back in the summer. I don't know how long they stayed closed. And if these things work real well, they may send it to a town near you. How will you get by for 2 weeks without your big box stores being open or your big grocery stores being open? Something to think about. Prepare for winter. It's coming. There's just no way around that. It's going to be cold, and it's going to be a hard winter for a lot of folks. I hope it's not a hard winter for you. I hope you've got your pantries prepped. I hope you've got your stuff prepared, and I hope you've got yourself prepared to meet the Lord Jesus Christ. That's the most important preparation you'll ever make, is to know the Lord Jesus Christ, to know Him. Folks, you just can't leave this. Well, you can, but I hope you don't leave this world without Him. I really do, because He is the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. He is our hope. He's our everything, everything. So my prayer for you today is that you've got your pantries prepped, that you're ready with everything in your home for these things that are coming this winter and this coming year. And I pray that you've got your spirit, your soul prepared to meet the Lord and you see Him. So with that being said, we're going to go. We'll see you in the next video.